How do we maintain our privacy in the digital age? Every week, it seems, we're learning more about how our personal information is being collected and monetized and used in ways we never imagined. Take recent news stories. One expose revealed in startling detail how mobile apps are collecting our geolocation data, where we are 24/7, and sharing that information with advertisers or bounty hunters or hedge funds or political campaigns. Another news story revealed that cell phone providers are collecting much the same information and sharing it, even though in the case of at least one of those providers, they promised they wouldn't do that. And then the revelation only days ago that apps that collect some of the most sensitive information we have about our health or our finances are sharing that data with Facebook. The specter of being under constant surveillance is chilling enough. Think about it for a second. A mobile app knows where you are 24/7. That means the mobile app is cognizant of the most intimate details of your personal life. Are you going to a therapist or an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting or an abortion clinic or where you worship? And then for a small price, that information could get into the hands of third parties, including predators or stalkers. And the Facebook story, the fact that Facebook is snapping up that information, which includes information about body weight or heart rate or even menstrual cycle, that's particularly sensitive and troubling. Now, most tech companies, at least many of them, need to collect your data and monetize it. That's part of their business model. And they would say, in their defense, look, consumers are getting something in exchange for sharing their personal information. But that begs important questions. Do consumers know what they're sharing, with whom they're sharing it, or for what purpose that information is going? If the reaction to a lawsuit we filed recently is any indication, many consumers do not know. And for what it's worth, the technology industry generally is far from transparent. In our lawsuit, we claimed that the Weather Channel app, which is now owned by IBM, did the following. You know that initial pop-up page that you get when you download an app, and this one asked for permission for your location information? Well, in this case, it said that information would be used for personalized weather data, like forecasts, that sort of thing. We allege in our lawsuit that the app misled its users because, in fact, those were not the only purposes for which the data was being collected. It was also being collected to be shared with third parties. Now, IBM, the owner of the Weather Channel, responded to our lawsuit by saying, our privacy disclosure is more than adequate here. Just look at our privacy policies. But then, abruptly, just a few weeks after we filed our lawsuit, that pop-up page changed. So now it shares information with the user about how their information might be provided to others. And by the way, how many of us have poured through thousands of words of a privacy policy and can say that we know it and digest it and that provided adequate notice to us? Recent research also reveals that many people believe that privacy policies prevent the sharing of their personal information with others altogether. In our lawsuit, we essentially allege that the Weather Channel purposely obscured the purposes for which they wanted your data because it knew that if you were aware of those purposes, you might be much less inclined to download the app and provide it. So what's to be done here? Well, in addition to enforcing existing law like we're doing now, Congress needs to act. Federal law should change to assure that reasonable users have clear notice and consent provisions before they are giving up their personal information. That information should be severely limited. What the apps collect should be restricted. Consumers should have control over that information. And the apps need to keep it secured. Privacy is a fundamental right. Protecting our privacy in the digital age should be a bipartisan priority. I'm Mike Feuer, the Los Angeles City Attorney. Thanks for watching.